Okay, I think we are online.
Yeah.
So, selamat malam semuanya. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rivaldi, and I'm here with Tarkan. Jadi nama saya Rivaldi, dan di sini saya sudah bersama dengan Tarkan Salar. And right now, we want to have a discussion about one of the interesting topics that has been talked by many people, by many companies, by many entrepreneurs and businesses, which is about AI. So the title is Mindset versus AI, and how can we ensure to survive our business in the future? And for today, like our last session, we have 60 minutes of discussion. And for the first 40 minutes, we will be talking between me and Tarkan. So I will send some question to Tarkan, and Tarkan will send some question to me, and we will try to answer both from our own perspective, because we have a different background. As for me, I'm an intrapreneur, so that means I'm working as an employee. I'm working for a company, and I'm working for Airbus in the UK. While Tarkan here is an entrepreneur, which means he works for himself. He run a business, and of course, he has a different experience from me. So it will be interesting because in artificial intelligence application, we can see a very different application between what the company use and what people use, either in personal space or in professional space. And Tarkan, maybe you want to introduce yourself first.
Yeah. So I'm Tarkan Salah. I'm an impact coach and serial entrepreneur. And what I'm doing is I try to change the conversation and to inspire people to understand that mindset is the most important, like a growth mindset and self mastery. This is since millions of and hundred thousands of years like this. Yeah, so Shaolin monks or what we see in the movies, like mindful people, they have naturally more clarity and more focus. Yeah, because they don't have so much noise to deal with. And we are living in a world where the noise was never more than today. It's constantly noise and constantly overwhelming information. And in a world like this, we have less focus and less clarity. This is the biggest disaster of all, because if you have no focus, no clarity is bad in any circumstances. But right now, with the AI, and this will not go away, this will even accelerate more. We need more focus, more clarity, and more self mastery, so we can tune the voice down when we need it and can focus and have clarity, because everything comes from that, right? So
Right.
there was never more depression in any recorded history. Okay, never more depression. So there is more depression. The world moves faster. Company life cycles is down from 70 years, 70 to 17. We are talking about the Fortune 500 companies. And so there is millions of proof, yeah, and 100,000 of proof and scientific research that everything moves faster, becomes faster, obsolete. Yeah, businesses, people, jobs, and no, not people, businesses and jobs. Yeah, done by people. And we need urgently really change the conversation, because our school system is not made for it. In companies, how many companies focus on the individual well-being, like really focus? I mean, they can give like gatherings, with retreats and everything, because they don't know any better. Not every company have self-development coaches and good ones in-house. Yeah, so it's very hard to have a consistent process for that. And there is not even a word for entrepreneur. People talk about that, but most people don't even know what that means. Every company needs people like you, Rivaldi, but there is not even a word or clear step-by-step process. So what I'm advocating is, don't chase the next big thing, become the next big thing. It's like you're waiting on the finish line, you're waiting at the finish line, because you have the clarity and you have the focus, and then you use AI for you to achieve your vision and goals just faster. So that is the cool thing. Actually, if you have the clarity and focus, if you have vision and goals, you can leverage the shit out of AI. You can leverage AI like crazy. Yeah, but for that you need to have the clarity and focus. Otherwise, every day every social media channel you switch on is next AI tool, the secret websites, blah 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 blah, 1 million secrets websites. I cannot hear it anymore. Yeah, so this will confuse most of people, but it don't confuse me, because I only focus, I pick what is relevant for my vision and goals, and everything else I ignore. That's the power. You pick what you need and ignore everything else.
So that means you have
And
this kind of clarity. You have a set of goals that clear. What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? And how can you achieve it? Is that right?
exactly. So the happy super entrepreneur and intrapreneur coaching based starts with vision and goals. It was my specific goal setting system. You create your vision and goals, and then you read them every day. So which means you reprogram the subconscious. That's why I'm sitting here. I'm an entrepreneur by nature. I didn't plan to be a coach, and I'm not. But I'm sitting here because what I discover is like the iPhone for self-development. It's so powerful that everyone can do it. Everyone is like the iPhone. Everyone can do it. It's simple, but not easy, of course. Yeah, you have to have at least the commitment to write down your vision and goals and read it. That's all the commitment you need for a certain period of time, for minimum 66 days. Yeah,
Okay.
this is until it becomes a habit. That's the foundation, and then from there we go deeper and deeper and deeper. So this is basically the shortcut for mind hacking, because it's so difficult to get people started to do self-development, because most people only start when they feel stuck or when they have really deep pain. But nobody just would start out of boredom to develop themselves. Nobody does that. It's also and I want to make this just the natural part of our living, of our learning, of our working. This must be a natural part in companies. There must be a clear onboarding process, and there must be rewards to be a super good entrepreneur, to inspire others, to have the different mindset, to think like an in-house entrepreneur, right? So it's not only me. We need to change the conversation also. It is a win-win. We need to create a win-win situation. It's not only the employee, it's not only the worker, it's both. Yeah, the times outside are tough, and they will get even tougher and faster. So if anything, we need to stick together. Companies and people need to stick together, not blame themselves or fight against each other, which is at the moment most companies the case. Giving the numbers, 87% are unhappy at work. 87%. And 77%, according to a Harvard study, 77% Americans looking for another job while working. This will not be much different in other parts of the world too.
All right.
And the worst thing, Rivaldi, is since working from home, most people, not the worst thing, I mean the worst thing for companies, because most people working from home, they didn't know what will happen after COVID, so they start a side hustle. They have even less focus now for the company. So it's a clear opposite. The people go in opposite direction. But what I want to say is, if you set up your mind right, there was no time in history where you could have bigger opportunities with the lowest invest you can think of. If just an example, to have a warehouse system, a computer system, warehouse and invoices and all that, 10, 15 years ago in my company, it cost me 150,000 euros. Just like what today, a CRM AI app and another app, two apps, which is $50 per month, they're doing all of that, even better. Imagine 150,000 versus $100 per month. So
I think Tarkan has been disconnected. So Tarkan, you were disconnected before, and right now you are connected again.
Okay, no worries. So the thing is really what we need to understand: growth mindset first, and then everything else. I mean, people know that. And I'm not here to tell you the same thing what you hear in all social media. A leader has to be kind, with a high EQ. He has to care. He has to be inspirational. Blah blah blah. Everyone knows that because I see 15 same quotes every day, and I see them over and over. But nobody tells you how. Nobody. And if they tell you, then you might have a quite complicated explanation, or it doesn't apply to all. Because most people, they give their own examples and then they say, yeah, if you do that, everything will be fine. That's not true. Every circumstances is different. Yeah, so or the things what all the coaches say, if you reach out, people will always help. It's or mostly help. It's also not true. At least not for me. Most people don't help me. Most people don't want to help. Not because they're bad people. Maybe they are triggered by different things: ego, scarcity, anxiety, or my spirit scares their demons. I don't know. But the dark side of self-development is not everything what the coach is talking about is applicable to everybody. That's why my system starts with programming your own mind with your own vision and goals. Comes from here and comes from here. It's very specific, very customized for you. From there you start, and then you build yourself up. It's like a trampoline. Yeah, you cannot just become a high performer. You build yourself up to be a high performer, layer by layer. And everything starts with to programming your mind. When your willpower and discipline is gone, you fall back on your habits. When your willpower discipline is gone, you fall back on your habits. So that's why I am not against AI, but if we are not getting our mindset right and develop a very strong, solid growth mindset and master ourselves, then this will be very difficult times. The chief AI officer, the ex-chief AI officer, Mo Gaudat, is the ex Google AI officer, chief AI officer. He say that AI is moving way too fast and we need to slow it down. So he's warning, and Google, so which means he's working on AI almost since 30
Oh, I think.
years. Sorry?
Oh, I see that the connection is not that good, but please continue. Right now it's all right again.
Is okay? Yeah. So that is what I'm like. People, even tech people, warn about that AI moves too fast, but we cannot change that. The the things is already done, is out there in the world. The only thing we can influence is our mindset, the way how we react to it, and how we move, how we navigate through these times. And this can only come from here. Yeah, this is what when you have the right mindset, then you can also leverage these times much better, and you are not obsolete when the Gary Vee, as I said last time, is saying 95% of the AI apps will be gone, like the dot-com bubble. Yeah. Because they are not sustainable to survive at the moment. Everyone is pushing, but they won't survive. But still, you need the right mindset to know what will happen. What will happen when AI, most AI apps are gone. Yeah, what will happen is then people focus on the relevant ones. That's it. But if you
Right.
don't have the clarity and the focus, you won't know which is the relevant ones or how to leverage them to maximize whatever you do.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's very interesting point, Tarkan. You said that the important thing is to have the right mindset because maybe in the future, most of the AI tools that we have encountered today will be gone. 95%, did you say?
Does Gary Vee say that? I
Yeah,
agree.
Gary Vee.
Gary Vee mostly
All right.
is right, so I agree that what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this really relates to us. But before that, because I see comment that we are talking in English, and I'm very sorry that we cannot both talking in English and Indonesian at the same time. But
Yeah.
if you have any question in Indonesian or in English, just feel free to drop a comments whether you are streaming from LinkedIn or YouTube. Jadi buat teman-teman di sini, ini mohon maaf, memang kita percakapannya pakai bahasa Inggris. Tapi kalau misalkan teman-teman ada yang kurang ngerti atau ada yang mau ditanya, silahkan langsung drop komen aja, entah itu di LinkedIn atau di YouTube, tergantung teman-teman streaming dari mana. Dan kita lanjut lagi ya. I think this really relates to our condition right now because right now, whatever jobs we have, whether I'm as an entrepreneur or you as an entrepreneur, AI is everywhere. Everyone is talking about AI. They say that if you don't master AI, AI will master you. So it's
Yes.
like if I don't know anything about AI, then I will not be succeed in the future. Um, and there is this kind of worries that I see from people, so from everywhere around the world, like, um, okay, I'm a doctor. Do I need to um, study about AI? Or let's say for myself, I'm an aerospace engineer. Do I need to study AI to be able to succeed in the future? Or let's say I'm a freelancer. I'm doing whatever my clients tell me. And do I need to study AI if I want to be successful in the future? And if I don't study about AI, if I don't know about artificial intelligence, um, will that impact my future in a bad kind of way? And I think, in my opinion, this virality of artificial intelligence is the same like when we first introduced with robotics and machinery in industry. So you see, if you remember, maybe several decades ago, that um, before there is robotic, every let's say every manufacturing industry do all of the works manually. So it's people who do, let's say, welding and then cutting metal sheet or um, joining a very large structure
Yeah.
of maybe building or in my case airplane. But when robotic comes, everyone is talking about robotics. I think it's industry 4.0. Yeah, I don't remember. And
Yeah.
um, they say that robotics will replace the job of people. So you don't need to employ people anymore to do a manual job like welding or construction or anything. It will be done by robots. And there was, I think, at that time there was a fear that I will lose my job. And I think that kind of fear is the same right now, that AI will take over my job. Um, if I don't beat AI, then I will not have any success in the future. But if we see from the history that um, robotics doesn't entirely replace people's job, so it becomes an enhancement. It becomes an additional tools for people. So let's say I'm taking an example in aerospace because I'm working in aerospace. If you want to create let's say you want to create a wing from a metal sheet, of course, the one that will do the welding, that will do the cutting is robot. So it's not people anymore. And the one that will put the refat is machine. It's not people.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that supervise the work, the one that plan the work, the one that um, approve the quality of the work is still people. So it's not the machine. Um, in this case, people still have a lot of responsibility over a job. So that means there are still jobs for people, even though robot is there. But in the case of AI will be able to make a decision by themselves, right? So let's imagine a world where the manual labor is done by robotics, and then the decision is to be done by artificial intelligence. Maybe there is a future like that, but in my opinion, it will not become like that because um, from all studies that I have heard and read, including from HBR from Harvard, it says that management or people are less likely to approve a decision if it's made by AI compared to a decision if it's made by real people. So what I want to say is the silver lining is AI will become a tool that will help us in the future, but it will not entirely replace all of the job. It will not replace all of the job in the future. And what we need to do then is, like Tarkan said, to have the correct mindset, to have the right mindset, to have the right skill set, to have this vision of what I want to learn in the future. So you don't want to learn something that will be replaced by AI, something that will be done by AI in the next 5 or 10 years. You need to find the skill that only people, only you can have it in the future. So you will, uh, if you want to say it, you will beat artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence will lose to you because you have this skill set, you have this mindset, you have this um, ability that the machine or the codes doesn't have.
That
And yes, please.
I just want to answer the questions what you said into the audience. The will AI replace my job, and will AI replace maybe my company or something? The point is, AI is a little bit different than robotics, but I know what you mean. But the point also is our deepest human desire. Yeah, also first of all, it is a very important question for people like me. Yeah, you are an engineer. For you to master AI tools is easier than for me. Yeah, I'm 500 years old, and I'm not that interested before in IT and tech things. So um, I use AI because I have the clarity. If you ask me how it exactly works, I don't know. I know, okay, well, as an entrepreneur, what I do know is, okay, I need a good CRM AI tool. I ask my staff, okay, search for the 5 best one. I search two, then we pick one, implement, done. As an entrepreneur, I just know I don't need to. Last time I have a new project and I needed a logo and a name, and then we just I said to interns, they cost nothing. Yeah, I have certain interns, so that they can learn something. I said, okay, just every one of you try 5 of the tools free. The first designs are free. All of them sent me their suggestions. One or two was really good, what I liked. Also for the all was good, but one of two I could use it, and I decide for one. Yeah. So the point is, I don't need to learn it. I know it exists, and I can leverage it. That I know. Yeah. So
Yeah,
before I would have to tell one staff, look for a designer, or would give this job to in-house designers. Yeah. So
okay.
if you talk about replacement, some jobs like copywriting or this graphic design kind of things, they are already obsolete. Yeah, because even for me, I never used that. So I'm a creative and pragmatic person. So in my head, it's very loud. So I cannot always give my ideas the voice I want to. You know what? Now with ChatGPT, I put it in all my crazy ideas, and then I just ask the right question, and something good comes out. Then I can adjust it until I get something I want. Because before I have to explain it to someone. He or she has a good day, not good day, don't understand the context, blah blah blah. I have the idea. I cannot make her or him understand. Then I get angry. Then I get frustrated, angry, blah 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 blah. You understand how that works? Now I can be alone in my own head and ask, let's say, ChatGPT how to do that. Also, like give me the right sentence, and then I can pick up from there or get new ideas.
Yeah,
So, to your question, that's for people like me very important. You don't need to know all about these tools. You just need to leverage them. You know they're out there. You need to ask people the right questions, go and find them, and then you just save more money. You're faster, and you can achieve better again your vision and goals with what you need. That's a very important thing. Yeah. So
yeah,
you and the second thing is about the clarity. I'm really confused. In the beginning, I was excited. Now, 100 sites every day. This secret site, that secret, and then sometimes I'm looking for it. It's not that special, right? So after 5 6 times, when it's not that special anymore, what I do, I don't look anymore. Yeah, so then I go back when it was new AI, then I try to learn as much as possible. But now I go back and focus on, let's say, CRM, company management, maybe some design tools and marketing. That's it. I focus first on that, right?
yeah,
And that is the point where what I so if you as an entrepreneur need to learn, you don't need to learn all the tools. You just need to know how to leverage them. Of course, you have to ask your staff the right questions so they can find it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just
And
wanted to.
you just answered the question that I want to ask to you, Tarkan. But I do also agree that the important thing is to leverage. You don't need to know what happens behind artificial intelligence things. You don't need to
Yeah,
know the codes. You don't need to know the version, who developed what, and whatever inside of the package. What you need to
yeah.
know is how to use the tool if you need it. If you don't need it, then you don't need to know.
That's
And
exactly.
and the question, because in here we are trying to find then how to be successful in the future world where AI is everywhere. And we are talking about mindset, but what kind of mindset? Maybe you have explained this before, but I'm asking this again so everyone can be clear. I want to make sure that everyone get the message. So we know that AI it's just another tools. AI need to be leveraged by us people, either you are entrepreneur like me or entrepreneur like Tarkan. But what kind of mindset, what kind of growth, what kind of skill set that we need to invest to ourselves then, if we want to be successful in the future?
I will tell you, that's a very great question. So, what I do is, let's say I have my dream book, right? So I write down my dream book. I don't read it every day anymore because I read it for almost 3 years every day. So there is a certain point. Now I'm focusing on, because it's so deep engraved in my mind. Now I'm focusing much more on the execution. Yeah. So what happens is, whenever something new comes up, like AI, you know what I did? I write it in my dream book. Learn every day 2 hours something new about relevant AI tools to my vision and goals. So I set a very clear goal, phrase it very clear, yeah, and then I read that for 66 days, 3 months. So it's in here. It becomes automatic. I don't think so. I program my subconscious, and my subconscious starts to looking for the AI tool. So connect my vision and goals with the relevant new tools to make them happen. You understand? So it's just, and I did the same thing. My son, my 15-year-old son, I said, Cesai, write in your dream book the same thing. I will learn every day 2 hours something new about a relevant AI tool to my vision and goals to achieve them faster and better. So we phrase it in 4 or 5 different ways, and then he read that every day. So I make sure, without telling every day my son do it, he program it, and then he, when he scroll in social media, it's happened subconscious. He like all this, he unfollowed the things which is not relevant for him. He followed the ones which will help him to get his vision and goals. It's just like logic and selfish thinking. We just you phrase your whole life, you will be the main actor of your own life. You customize everything to you. So that is the cool thing about Dreambook. So you have the basics, but the writing down in the process, and how to write down in different chapters and to read it is important. So that's the specific goal setting system what I teach. And then you start from there, and every time when something new happen in the world, you implement it, and then you program it too. It's like you think like you're writing a new code, so it makes sure it's in there, and then let your subconscious connect your vision and goals, whatever the new things is out there. It's not only my dream book is not, there is a section it calls aha moments. Aha moment is like the fundamentals in negotiation. Yeah, so that humans are triggered by greed, by ego, and by fear. Every human, if you negotiate, is fundamentally triggered by greed, ego, and fear. Okay, so this is also in my dream book. So I just, this is not only goal setting, it's also like the key learnings, the aha moments, so you become complete. That's why I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not Hindu monk meditate 5 hours per day on the mountain. Yeah, so I do the mind setting and to be more clear, to be more focused, and to have better idea how to make the world better or move the world in a better direction. But now imagine the effect if we had hundred thousands or millions of people doing at the same time simultaneously programming. I can guarantee you one thing. If I go to any company, within 30 days, wherever, it doesn't matter who is the person, what is the background, this can be a cleaner. When they do this process, wherever they was, they will 10x or 50x or 100x from the point where they've been. There will be minimum 10x within mindset wise or on the way or the idea wise in minimum in 30 days. It will, the first impact kicks in. Yeah. There is a really funny story. So from the telecom in university in Bandung, yeah, the guy who picked me up always from the airport, bring me, organize, set up the computer and the presentation. There was like a team of 3 people. Do you know? And they attended always the the teachings. And after this, after the teachings, I asked them too. There are staff in a telecom university. Every one of them had started their dream book, and 2 of them doesn't work there anymore, have their own companies. 2 of them, and the third one wants to do it. They are staff. They just attended to work there. So it's impossible if you do this process to not improve your life. It's impossible. And that's why I was so surprised, because like I said, I'm not I've been through in the last 3 years this crazy transformation with like more than 8,000 hours. Yeah. Started 2 months before the pandemic, and then I dived deep in because it was pandemic, and never stopped again. So that's why I'm so surprised to see there is no process out there which is so simple. Most processes are quite complicated, or they are attending one specific subject. Yeah, if you see, for instance, Mind Valley, they have like all these different categories. So you need to navigate yourself through all these courses if you want to become complete. Yeah, or if you have a broken heart, you just focused on relationships, or if you want to earn more money, then on money mindset. So but this thing is the complete solution. You start, it gives you everything at one. Of course, it pushes you like a rocket. 80% you're up there, and then you fly by yourself. But you know what to look for, what to pick. And when you get weak, and everyone will get weak, when you lose your willpower, when you lose your discipline, you will fall back on the habits. Because the only thing what you need is programming your subconscious is building habits. That's what it's good for. So and in a way it's like that you're constantly identifying any opportunity what comes along your way. Maybe you have many opportunities, but you cannot see them because your subconscious don't identify the opportunity to bring you closer to your vision and goals. And this is the power of what I'm doing. Is I'm a pragmatic person. I don't like this a little bit here, and people talk so much shit. Yeah, you need to do this, then you will get this, blah 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 blah. But it's too complicated, and it's not a complete solution. This one, it's a complete solution. At least it will pushes you, it will improve your life from wherever you are right now. The rest is depend on you, how intensive you're doing it, and then if you continuously doing it, it will brings you very far. But how far is up to you, but it will definitely bring you from wherever you are, a minimum 10x or much more further. And this means happiness, health, mindset, mindfulness, and you get new ideas because you hack your mind and you don't need to do anything. Your subconscious brings it there. I mean, what you do is reading in the beginning until you get the rocket in the air, and then you start to doing all the things what high performers do, because then you have the endurance to do it. In the beginning you don't have the endurance. It's like New Year's resolution. Okay, I want to be fit. After 2 months nobody goes to the gym anymore. Or I want to do this. After 2 months of first fallback, you stop. But the secret, which every person will tell you, every successful person will tell you, the secret is consistency. Being consistent, and then you need to have grit and resilience. When shit happens, you get punched in the face, you will get knocked down, you will lose everything. Every success story has a hard story behind, right? Every success story. But this requires the mindset, which means, so it's more tangible for the people, is when you start with your vision and goals. Yeah, Rivaldi, vision and goals brings you to purpose. You get more clear on your purpose. If you have purpose, you have clarity and focus. If you
Great.
have clarity and focus, you have grit and resilience, because then you know when you fall down why you want to get up. And this is the process, but this you will get only simultaneously if you program your subconscious. If you want to tackle all of this after each other, it's very difficult. Then you need to spend, like I did, almost over 8,000 hours. And then this means for 3 years, almost no working. I mean, not like building a company or something. This is not easy. And not
Okay.
many people have the financial freedom to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So this will give you everything. That's my point. Everything by just putting it in your mind. Imagine you have a magic keyboard. You type in your subconscious whatever you want your life supposed to be, and I swear, for a lack of a better word, magic happens. Vishen Lakiani say the same about what he's teaching is this life book. What he's saying is he can't describe it any better than magic happens, because your subconscious drives you wherever you want to go.
Okay. All right. That's very impressive, Tarkan, and I'm really thankful for you to explain into the details. And right now we have 10 minutes remaining, so I think it's best for us to go into the Q&A session and try
17
to
17 minutes.
seven, 17 minutes. Yeah, yeah, around that. So for buat teman-teman yang ada di YouTube atau di LinkedIn, silahkan buat drop pertanyaan ke saya sama Tarkan sebelum kita masuk ke Q&A. Jadi udah ada beberapa pertanyaan. So we have seen several question already inside of the comment or chat, and we will be trying to answer those questions. But before going to that, I want us, me and you, Tarkan, to give a bottom line about what we think about this topic. So I think I will go first. My bottom line is you need to believe on your ability to figure things out. So that's a quote that I borrow from one of the person that I really admire too. His name is Brandon Burchard. He is a business coach and he's also a mentor. Um, so that means whatever you are facing, either it's about AI, either it's about new technologies in the futures, you need to understand that you are able to know about it, or you are able to leverage that tool, and you are able to success with or without that tool. Depend on your goal, depend on your vision, depends on your clarity on what you want to do. So don't be fearful about these new technologies, but be mindful about what you want to do, about your strategy, about the next step that you need to master for you to be successful. And I think if you can do that, you will be able to thrive. You will be able to feel happy. You will be able to be more
Yes,
productive. You will be able to be to overcome or to get anything what you want in the future.
yes.
That's my bottom line. And what's your Tarkan?
M- My bottom line is I want to quote two people. One is Bruce Lee. Basically, when he say be in an interview, in an old interview, he say be like water, my friend. Okay, water is adapting to the environment. Okay, is very adaptive. And this is how, when you build your mindset, you adapt. If AI comes, you go up and down, left and right, but you never stop because you are have the self mastery which Bruce Lee had. He mastered his body and mind. And happy super entrepreneur and entrepreneurs is also about mastering body and mind too. So be like water. That's what you learn. And that's what you have to learn. And this is true since thousands of years and will be true in hundred thousands of years too. Yeah, that's number one. Number two is um, if we have this mindset, we will build disruptor people challenging the status quo. Like Steve Jobs famously said, he wants to challenge the status quo, or he wants to disrupt common beliefs. And he also say people doing great things, they are no smarter than you and me. Understand? People, even the greatest people, they are not no smarter than you and me. The only difference is they worked on their mindset, they built specific habits for their specific vision and goals, and that's why they become who they are. Okay, and they do all high performer have one thing in common. Okay, they have all certain type of routines and habits, all, and mostly involved with meditation to go deeper into different frequencies in your mind. Yeah, and mostly is with specific learning, like purposeful learning. There, these two things almost every high performer have in common. That's my bottom line.
Okay, thank you very much. So we will be going into the question section. So I can see that we have a question in here in Indonesia from Raymond. AI butuh berapa lama belajar? Apakah bisa melamar lowongan kerja di masa depan? So the question is, uh, how long do we need to study artificial intelligence? And apakah bisa melamar lowongan kerja di masa depan? Mungkin maksudnya apakah bisa membantu untuk melamar lowongan kerja di masa depan ya? So, will it help us to get a job in the future?
Of course, right now, the highest paid job is prompt engineering. They pay without university degree. That's what I'm saying. University certificates, they are all become obsolete. Even Harvard, and if the universities, school systems, coachings not significantly change into mindset first, they will become obsolete. Yeah, so right now, the prompt engineer without university degree, any diploma, nothing, can, if he is a prompt engineer, which means he can ask AI the right questions, certain and leverage that for the company. It's starting, according to Vishen Lakiani, something around 100,000 until $400,000 a year. Can you imagine? 100
Yeah.
to $400,000 a year.
Yeah. How many of that in a month?
How many?
Yep, in a month.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
I mean, you say it's $100,000. That means around $10,000 a
A
month.
month. Yeah,
A month,
100 to
yeah.
400,000.
And in Indonesian rupiah, that means around how much?
160 million.
160 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a very high paying job. I just want to make sure that everyone relate to this
Yeah,
number.
that's what I'm trying to say. In Indonesia, imagine we are now at the time, if in Indonesia some person in a village, he has access to this and have the right mindset, he can leverage the right tools, and then he can get overseas a high paying job.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And it's very interesting. And I want to add another point of view for this question, because what you have answered is for a job in AI. But on the other side, we can also use AI, the application of AI, to help us to get a job in the future, like using ChatGPT or maybe Notion AI or any other AI writing tools to help us creating a very good cover letter or a very good curriculum vitae or resume for us. So we will be having a better asset for us to apply for the job that we want. But once again, because AI is a tool, it needs to be supervised by us. And I think for the first question, how long we need to learn about AI, one of our friends here has been giving the answer. So thank you, Adrian Suranto. He says that AI is one of the course from IT. So you can see in details in Adrian's comment. Okay.
AI, the point is, as a growth mindset, you don't stop learning. That's not the question. How long you have to learn? You need to, first of all, you need to pick the tools which is interesting for you. Not all, two or three, and then you master them if you want to focus on a job in that area. Yeah, but if you have the right mindset, you start like that, but your mind will bring you to the next level and the next level and the next level. You understand? So if we constantly need to stop and think, it doesn't work. You need to build a flow where your subconscious drives you automatically. Otherwise, if I have to stop every time and think, I cannot. Yeah, okay, I learned something. Okay, what's next? What's next? You go like this. I rather put everything in the navigator and let drives me automatically. Yeah, and so the learning never stops. But the point is, we don't learn everything. Only relevant to your to our vision and goals. Otherwise, you get too confused.
Yeah, agree. Okay, next question from Ardi Pradana Kusuma. Good evening, Rivaldi Tarkan. How do you respond to the digital industry, especially the use of AI, which is very helpful and can deliver digital solutions at scale? And related mindset, how can it become a growth mindset for the AI digital industry? Thank you. So I think I will answer the first question from my point of view as an entrepreneur who is working for a company. Um, yeah, everywhere in every industry, AI has become something that's entirely new. And even conventional industry like aerospace, who used only to create an aircraft, right now in my company at least, we have a specific division to leverage the use of AI in our design process, in our project management process, and in our decision making capability. So I think, in my opinion, AI is something to be learned by all of the or most of the companies in every industries if they want to have a competitive advantage in the future. But the important thing is not to lose who we really are. So let's say if the company that I'm working for is an aircraft maker, then we are an aircraft maker who use AI to help our process. So we are not shifting our focus into AI. So that's, I think, the
Yeah.
important thing, in my opinion, as an entrepreneur. So in my case, in my personal case, I also try to learn artificial intelligence in my works, uh, because I really need those to help me. Let's say like machine learning and NLP, it will help me to get a better result, but not the same with all jobs out there. So you need to know first what kind of job you want to have, what kind of requirements, what kind of responsibility, and whether AI is the right tool for you or not.
Everything comes back. Whatever you say, we can talk 100 hours. Everything starts what you say and what everyone else will say with vision and goals, clarity and focus.
Yeah,
Purpose is always the same thing.
yeah,
What you all of these answers, all the questions you're asking is always the answers. You know what to focus when you have vision and goals, clarity and focus. That's it. Then you know what AI tools or whatever you have to focus. And what I want to say is, the AI is just helpful. That's true. But what I predict for the future, because I see always like this, the digital, the people live in this digital worlds, and they are in their social media, they are so much in their head. But the depression is at the highest point. For why? Because we as social animals, we need human interaction, but all we are doing is drifting away from human interaction. That's it. But one day, what there will be people like in the movies, like in the sci-fi movies, people hate AI, people hate robots, people hate the technique. They will be the bad guys. Yeah, maybe like in the movies, the underground organization which fights the bad technology or something. But essentially, every business, everyone tells you the same. We are in human to human business, but most people don't know what that means. And they don't know how to implement it, much less. Human to humans. Okay? This means we need human interaction. And only then we feel, if a robot, you go to Starbucks, get your coffee, and the robot say, hey, hi Rivaldi, thank you for coming. I want to give you a latte macchiato, what you had yesterday, talks like that. You think this will this will do nothing for you. But if a barista say, hey, how are you, Rivaldi? How was your day? How was your kids? Blah blah blah. Here's your favorite beverage. You want to try this and this. I tried it yesterday. It's pretty cool. This is this is personal. Yeah, this is service on a personal level. Yeah, human to human, age to age. That is the future, and uh, I stay with it. AI is just for me a tool, a super good one. And if it gets out of hand, if we have the right mindset, we put it back. We put the genie back in the bottle, because we can.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah, perfect. And let's move on to the next one. And I think this will be the last question from Muhammad Farhan Fauzi. So, how is AI shaping the future of transportation, including self-driving cars and traffic management system? From what I can see, AI will have a very huge importance in the next generation of system, autonomous system. So it will help to make a decision for this autonomous, let's say, self-driving cars and in traffic management system to know whether there is a risk that cannot be seen by normal people or not. And it will be a really helpful tool.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We just need to watch the sci-fi movies. This is how it will be, to be honest. Like how they can, but there will be people driving their own cars because, to be honest, I don't know if I can sit in the back of the car and be super relaxed when I
Right.
it's if it, I don't know. I right now I cannot.
Yeah, I think AI needs to be able to interact with real people like human, and there is also a challenge for us to define more about the ethical use of AI in our human
Yeah.
interaction. Yeah,
That
yeah,
also there is the negative part is like people also from my teams, my social media teams or other teams, you know, they ask ChatGPT sometimes, then they send me something, they don't even know the context. I asked them a question, they didn't understand what they just sent.
yeah,
So which means if AI would come out, let's say ChatGPT, and I'm at school, I don't know if that would be good for me because then I would not use my brain. I cannot develop experience if I don't use my brain. I just put in some question, get out some answer, and then I navigate these answers. But I will never be able to really truly understand, deeply understand with what I'm doing there. This
mm.
is my personal experience just right now.
Yeah. It's just like a machine. You have an input and you give output, but you don't learn.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes ChatGPT piss me off super bad because the context is I ask the question and then it becomes wrong and then becomes more wrong and then sometimes I stop because it doesn't understand the context. Of course, I'm not a prompt engineer. Maybe I don't ask specific enough question, but sometimes I can see it cannot make a context. Cannot.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Tarkan. Thank you very much for all of you who have joined us in this
Thank
session.
you for everyone.
Satu hal, last thing that I want to say is if you have an interest to know more about how we can use, how we can train our mindset and everything that we have talked between me and Tarkan, please do feel free to contact us, either me or either Tarkan, and we can try to find a way to help you to do that. So, Tarkan, do you have any last statement before we
I
close?
just want to say, guys, thank you. If you want to stop living in anxiety, subconsciously in anxiety, when AI will replace your job, or what will happen in the future, or you don't have a generally positive outlook in the future, you have to program your mind because this is no way of living. Just program your mind, have the freedom, don't be scared, just welcome any challenge because whatever happened you can only welcome it anyway with a smile, with the right mindset. You can be like water, you can adapt, adjust, and you can overcome. Yeah, love and respect from my side, and thank you, Rivaldi. Like always was great, and thank you guys for joining and for the
All
great
right.
questions.
Thank you very much. So, bye bye all. See you again in the next session.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.